It? What do I was?
check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 test.
Okay, let's make opposite Sarah. Everyone's here. Let's make
Correct. Right now on the flight.
Having fun, then you better.
Hello.
I forgot my glasses in the car. That's great.
But you don't need to bring it up. All you need is yes. Okay, sure. So, starting from like, see, there's name, then order. So just like All right. Let's see if my mic is on. Is it? So welcome everybody to Dubai Future Foundation, to Fast Forward Challenge 3rd edition, and welcome to our audience online as well. I actually can't imagine that we are doing it already 3rd time, 3 years in a row. We would not be able to do it without our partners. So I want to start by thanking our trusted, lasting partners, Dubai South, PwC, Logistics Middle East, and this year we have a new partner on board, Dubai Future Foundation. So a round of applause for our partners. So I want a quick count. Let's see who joined us for the first ever edition of Fast Forward Challenge in 2022. Hand up. Good. Keep your hand up. Let's see who joined us last year, 2023. You keep your hand up. You audience online, you can also do some stretching as well. All right. So what is different this year? Those who have been with us for 1 or 2 years.
The venue.
Very good. The venue. We are in Dubai Future Foundation. Well, but there is one thing that is still the same. And the one thing that is still the same is that safety is still our first priority. So for everybody who is watching us online, please locate your nearest emergency exit and make sure that you have first aid at hand, because I promise you, your heart will be racing with some of the pictures today. For everybody here in the room, the emergency exit is located on the left side. So when you walk out of this auditorium, you walk left, and there is a way to exit safely this building. And we made sure that we brought enough of our DHLers who are all trained in first aid, should you need any assistance because of your heart racing, because of the exciting pictures that are to come. So feeling safe, feeling ready? Why actually we do Fast Forward Challenge? Well, we are a logistics company. We are not an accelerator. Working with startups is not our core business. But we believe that without innovation, progress is not possible. And innovation is not possible without collaboration. So for us, it's a great platform to connect with startups from the region, from around the globe, and connect those startups with you, because maybe it's not us who will need that solution. Hopefully there's somebody in the audience who will find some answers to their supply chain challenges today. So let's see what is in store for us today. We will kickstart our event with a keynote from a representative of Dubai Future Foundation, a person without whom this whole collaboration would not have been possible. Ali Al-Moor. I can see her there, excited to go on stage very soon. And then that's actually a crunch time for the startups here in the room. So how it will go? Each startup will have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. We'll take questions only from jury. Right? So the audience, you're here to observe, but it doesn't mean that you don't have a say. After all the startups finish their pitches, the jury will go and deliberate on their decisions, and you have a chance to vote as well. So 10% of the scores are decided by the audience here in the room, as well as the audience online. So make sure that you stay tuned and vote for your favorite startup. So I think it's time to get into it, and I want to invite here on stage, on actually her own turf, we are the guests here today, Ali Al-Moor. She is the Chief of Transformation and Partnerships in Dubai Future Foundation.
Not a huge fan of giving speeches, even though I am an extroverted person, but I'm not. Here's my mic. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, and I keep forgetting how short I am next to this. But anyways, now we will start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, it's a great honor to have you here. We're very thrilled to have this partnership, honestly, with DHL. The moment we saw it, and we've heard about it from our Dubai South colleagues, and we met the team, Irina and Lindsay, and we've heard about the amazing work the other startups have done during these pitches. We said, this is definitely something that supports the innovation ecosystem, and this is something that definitely the Dubai Future Foundation would want to be a part of. And I'd like to begin today's activities by saying that, honestly, not because we're from the Dubai Future Foundation, but the place where we're meeting here today to anticipate the future of logistics is remarkable for all of us gathering here. Honestly, Dubai began life as a very humble trading post, handling pearls and spices that are brought by dhow boats from the Arabian Gulf and caravans from the desert. Today, Dubai is known as a global getaway, along with home to some of the world's biggest logistics powerhouses. Just down the road, we have Jebel Ali Port, which is the region's leading port in terms of volume and trade flow, and a capacity equivalent to 19.3 million containers. So it's a lot. Earlier this month, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, has announced the $35 billion plan to make Al Maktoum the world's biggest airport. So Dubai really doubled down on biggest bets. Looking even further ahead, Dubai has become the region's first spaceport, and ferrying passengers and goods from Earth to space and vice versa, and something that we can already envision by visiting our very dear Museum of the Future. It is a determination that has put Dubai 10 years ahead of the other global cities around the world, and it has transformed this emirate into a hub for logistics, but also a hub for innovation. Today, applied research hub, such as the Dubai Future Lab, being headed by my very dear colleague Khalif Al-Gama, who is part of the jury tonight, they're developing autonomous robots to make the last mile delivery even more sustainable. It won't be long before flying taxis are buzzing over our heads and food is being delivered by drones. I'm looking at you, Khalifa. But honestly, this reality is really possible because of our leadership's vision and our very deep talent pool with supporting initiatives like this. And also it's possible because our startup ecosystem, along with access to capital and the Sandbox Dubai, all of this, it provides the ability to pilot and scale all of these new solutions. We also have in Dubai, what we've realized is that we have a very business-friendly environment that is here to foster talent and nurture them. And one of the many reasons to why startups and entrepreneurs, we're very lucky for them to choose Dubai as their base, somewhere where they're able to let their creativity flow and take their route. Under the D33 economic vision for the city of Dubai, we're focused on attracting companies such as those who are here in this room, the ones that are part of this challenge. D33 is about increasing the foreign trade to 25 trillion Emirat dirhams and growing FDI to 650 billion. It is also about identifying 400 potential SMEs and supporting them to grow globally. In line with all of these objectives, the Dubai Future Foundation has launched a series of programs and worked on multiple partnerships to support that. We have developed Area 2071, which is a startup ecosystem that connects innovators with the government to accelerate their concepts. And all of that is being led and supported by my very dear colleague, Said Al-Farasi, who's also part of the jury tonight. We have co-launched the 1 billion Dubai Future District Fund finance to finance the innovative startups and emerging technology companies within the region. These programs reflect Dubai's commitment to being a future-ready, and we also support all of initiatives to contribute to this goal, such as events like this. Today's competition is one such initiatives why? Because it facilitates technologies and solutions to forge supply chains of the future. Today, more than ever, we need greener logistics, digitally enabled supply chains, and stronger systems. And this is why this competition is so important and why here at Dubai Future Foundation and at Dubai government offer this community of innovators our support. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Fast Forward Challenge. in Dubai, and let's accelerate innovation, to Irina's point, and let us fast forward our progress together. Thank you.
Well, you heard earlier, the collaboration is the way to go. And I forgot my clicker, so we need also some innovation gestures, and then it changes the slides. All right, so we're here now. We almost get into the crunch time for the startups. I can see them starting to be a little bit more nervous. But before we go there, there's another group of people that I want to acknowledge. So this is the 6 startups that you're about to see here, all the pictures. Actually, not in that order. You'll be surprised to see the order. The startups know the order already. That's good. But what would not be possible to do today without these people? And I can see some of them seeing themselves on that slide and smiling. Yes, those are our wonderful mentors that devoted a lot of time and their own expertise to really help startups to get where they are today. Trust me, this day would have looked very different without these people. Very proud to see that some of the mentors are coming back, already not the first year, and we even have some of our past Fast Forward participants as mentors this year. So those in the hot seat today, maybe next year or the year after, you can step in as a mentor as well. All right, there is another group of people that is very important today. So those are the ones who will decide who is the winner together with you, the audience. Remember, you have your 10%. So let's have a look at who is in the jury today. And it is quite a distinguished and quite a demanding bunch of people, and they know something about innovation and logistics. So first and foremost, our representatives from Dubai Future Foundation, people that are in charge to put the flying taxis in the skies of Dubai and the autonomous robots and drive all those innovations, Saeed Al-Falasi and Khalifa Al-Kamaf. Very warm welcome to the jury and to the Fast Forward Challenge. That's your first this year. We have an innovator, a start-upper, and an entrepreneur, Fadi Al-Moudi, the CEO of IQ Robotics, a person that knows quite a bit what it takes to accelerate a logistics startup. Our partner in crime for all the 3 years, Dominic Baumeister, leading the logistics practice of PwC globally, here with us as well. Another new addition to our jury lineup, I think it was me, representative of Dubai Chamber of Digital Economy, also an institution that is supporting startups to grow in Dubai, in UAE, Maurice Tanis. Welcome to the jury. We can't do what we do without trusted partner, Dubai South. So Marcus Berg, Executive Director, Future Design and Acceleration from Dubai South. Welcome again to Fast Forward Challenge. And last but not least, 2 brilliant minds from DHL. At the end of the day, we have something to do with this challenge as well. I'm happy to invite here our first-time juror, Mahmoud Haj Hussain, the country leader, the country manager of DHL Express UAE. Welcome, Mahmoud, to this challenge. And another person that probably will ask you tough questions about your finances, CFO of Middle East and Africa, DHL Global Forwarding, Tobias Meyer. Well, by the way, he does some more things than just finance. He's also leading our internal startup that is driving logistics to the new future. So he has some expertise in startup business as well. All right, so what will our jury be doing? Our jury will be judging our startups based on 5 criteria: innovation and sustainability, solution market fit, finance, solution readiness, and unique value proposition. For you, the audience, it is a little bit easier. You just need to pick your favorite. Ready to go? Yes? So it is a crunch time. So without any further ado, I want to invite, and I can see our first contestants here, Jay Sadiq, the founder and the CEO of FortiGuard. Jay, the stage and the clicker is yours.
FortiGuard is on a mission to cool down cities. We're building AI for urban heat by introducing the world's first temperature operating system. Today, at scale, temperature only comes from the satellites. It's 4 kilometers square granular. You get it every 4 hours. And if you want to process it near real time, it becomes extremely expensive. At FortiGuard, we managed to do this 300 times much cheaper, 100 times more accurate, and we mapped the entire US as of today down to the 10 meter square granular with historical time series models, so data, near real time every 1 hour, and we can also predict the future. So the city of Rotterdam recognized the problem. They went and installed sensors all across the city so they can map heat at the granular levels. Urban heat is anywhere from the roadway surface up to only 2 meters from the ground, not the atmospheric heat that goes after that. In order for them to do that, operationally, not CapEx, OpEx, they spend $300,000 yearly. They get static readings, and basically it is inaccurate. With FortiGuard's solution, out of our office in Abu Dhabi, we mapped the city of Rotterdam for $6,000 yearly. We do it in a dynamic manner, and also we are way more accurate than what they have. In order for us to source data distribution-wise at this scale, and to be able to take our solution to the world, we had to look for intelligent data sources. Every car at the front bumper has an ambient temperature sensor. So we went out working with OEMs, the Mercedes, the Nissans, the Hondas, and others, sourcing temperature data from vehicles all across the globe. And we also work with weather stations, private and public sources, and we work with satellite-level data because we do a lot of segmentation, and we source a lot of other insights for environmental analytics. Today, we're introducing not only an operating system, but also a tool that is there to map cities, understand where are the hot spots, what can be done to cool them down, why they're hot, what's the impact on the energy demand, and more importantly, how can we improve the human thermal comfort. We want to introduce a lot of applications to the world by building an API system. Taking your next walking distance for a cooler route instead of a shorter one using Google Maps is now a possibility. We also want to introduce, since here we are talking logistics, how can we introduce or inform design around where to build EV charging stations, scheduled charging to avoid peak heat hours? How can we locate and manage cold chain facilities, adjusting the inside and the outside temperature, especially around operations such as pharmaceutical and battery logistics? But also introduce how can, today we have existing route optimization, how can we include temperature predicted conditions to ensure that time and temperature sensitive goods avoid time-related or temperature-related impacts by planning for the right packaging and route. We obviously want to become the Google of temperature. But we also realize that as much as logistics is a people's business, we are building a solution for people. This is a testimony by Masdar City, who we helped cool down their outdoors by almost 5 degrees Celsius.
sustainability addition to Eco Plaza. This unique structure is...
I'm going to skip because it's long. So in order for us to do that, obviously we're introducing our subscription model for $500 every month and APIs to work with large enterprises for $10,000 yearly. We've been working with strong partners such as NVIDIA. This is them mentioning us on their website and also getting funding from reputable sources and working with the right partners in the US to bring our technology to different enterprises. We're also proud that this team behind this are machine learning, AI, and software engineers who are extremely passionate and obsessed about solving for temperature. So we started almost 4 years back. We pivoted from a material science company to today become a data company. And I'll finalize here. We call it 40 guard because the distance between the Earth's surface and the ozone is about 40 kilometers, and the ozone layer is a guard to Earth. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to be brutal today, right? Just be ready, others, right? You hear the ding? Means it's ding. All right, let's jump straight into questions. Anybody in the jury? Mahmoud?
Hi. You said a little while ago that you helped Masad City to cool down by 3 degrees. How did you do that? 5. How did you do that?
So we mapped first where are the hotspots in Masdar City.
Okay.
Then they introduced landscape architects. So we improved and validated the design by telling them where to have shade, where to have a water body, which material to select in terms of the outdoors, selection of materiality, and heat capacity even, and other things. And also how to plant trees, where to plant them, which irrigation system to use, and so on and so forth. It's so complex that we don't need 5 engineers to do that. We just need our AI to inform the design and optimize it in a way that makes the outdoors cooler. They basically take that and they distribute the same across their value engineering, contractors, and how they supply materials from their procurement systems.
Good question. You're happy to get that one. Anybody else? We still have 3 minutes. All right, Marcos, then Dominic.
All right. Could you elaborate a little bit on who's your customer, and do you have different customer segments?
So we're building different products. The dashboard is for urban planners, engineering consultants, landscape architects, software, environmental engineers. Those are in the public and private sector. The API is for large enterprises. So it's selling it to IPMs, to Googles, to Microsofts, all of those folks, even in the EV system, car companies and others, so they can use the API to incentivize their platforms and provide better products to their consumers.
All right, Dominic?
We've heard a little bit about your charging models, but what is your long-term business plan looking like, and what's your revenue projections, and when are you doing profitable, etc.?
Sure. So far we started making revenue. Today it's $1.5 million. We're looking at almost $2 million by the end of the year. We are trying to focus on the US market, selling more subscription and APIs. We're launching our API platform in 3 months from now, and we're launching as well the urban heat of digital twin by the end of the year with the help of NVIDIA.
We have time for another question. Maurice, go.
Thank you, Jay, for the presentation. It's a bit unclear, though, for me how you're collecting the data. You said you're working with the OEMs, but you haven't mentioned which OEMs on how to collect. But at the same time, is it sensors? Is it satellite images? How are you collecting the data? Because that's effectively your unique value.
Yeah, true. So we are the very first company to collect data from cars. Every car at the front bumper has an ambient temperature sensor. So we went to folks like Mercedes, Nissan, Honda, and others. And we asked them for temperature. They already collected. They sometimes have historical data. They have latency that is almost 1.5 seconds, or they can source this every day or every week. And we can as well work with them by buying the data, have a subscription for the API, or a revenue share model.
But the question is that why is it because the vehicles, obviously, to be able to take the data, some vehicles need to have connectivity available to it. Is that the reason why you haven't been able to start with Dubai? Because connected cars are not available to send that, and that's why you went to the US?
Yeah, so there is more data availability in the US, obviously because of legislation and other things. It's also based on the US market it also hosts a lot of data. We're building large temperature models, and in order for us to train our models, we need a lot of historical data, so we can predict the future at 95% accuracy. We're measuring heat at almost 10 meters square tiles and at 2 meters from the ground. So that really requires a dense amount of data in order for us to accurately measure near time and predicted models.
And I would say 15 seconds. Anybody?
I have one more question. I mean, all the examples that you have given are within, I'm going to say warmer weathers. I'm not going to say. So how about colder weathers? I mean,
it's a good question. So even cold places, if they're -5 degrees and now they're 0 degrees Celsius, you still wear a jacket. It's still cold for you, but it's getting warmer. Cities are heating up twice or even 3 times what global warming is indicating. So that's why we want to solve for that warmer increase in temperatures all across the globe.
Thank you, and the time is up.
Thank you.
It's not easy to be the first one. Thank you, Jay. Well done. So let's see who is next. Ready? We're going to go one after another. I know that the audience there wanted to ask the question. I'm sorry, this time this is for jury. You can catch Jay afterwards in the networking area. All right, so next up will be Younger Robotics presented by Alexey Filipov. Alexey, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Excited to be here. Okay, so Yango is a global tech company with offices with presence in more than 30 countries. Our diverse services span from image recognition, artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence, and ride-hailing services and e-commerce. And e-commerce is actually where our journey begins. This is where we saw a pressuring issue and decided to take action. So that's how we make Younger Robotics. And we know how to make robots smarter. So what we do is we build software for any off-the-shelf robotic arms and integrators merging these two together and creating the solutions. Now, let's jump to the biggest problem, right? So rising fulfillment cost is the big pain for any e-commerce business. Amazon spends staggering 36% of net sales to fulfillment in 2023, and 55% of total operation cost is usually manual order picking. There's definite need for innovative solution to increase efficiency and reduce cost, especially in the import-driven markets such as MENA, where e-commerce nearly doubled in the last 5 years. But with bigger growth comes a bigger challenge of manual labor issues. And we believe that the solution is to automate manual picking in warehouse with stationary robots. But unfortunately, cutting operational costs isn't really a walk in the park. Current solutions on the market are inefficient. They have limited gripping capabilities, difficulty in handling fragile items, complexity in picking multiple items, low throughput, high investment cost, and also really, really hard to integrate. Now, we did something better. We developed an advanced robotic platform powered by AI and computer vision to enable any off-the-shelf robotic stationary robots to operate with human-like capabilities. Let's check this video. What we did, we have unmatched gripping capabilities for diverse item shapes and size. We can work with very, very fragile items. We have very high throughput, very low investment cost, and also we are very hardware agnostic. On top of that, we're already deploying our robots in real warehouse environments, which makes us quite efficient. Let's talk a little bit more about technical stuff. So competitors relying on vacuum gripper, which is good, but also it's not covering 100% of SKUs that e-commerce fulfillment center could have. We focusing on pinch gripper. Pinch gripper allow you to emulate human-like grasping capabilities, actually. And virtually, we can grab 100% of items in the warehouse. Another solution that we developed based on our AI model is mixed case palletizer. We can stack boxes and polybags on the fly without any alteration to a current warehouse facility. And we can do it quite fast. We validated by implementation. In all cases, we deliver really, really great results in terms of the labor cost reduction. We also, in certain cases, increase throughput of the stations while delivering our return on investment was almost 2 times lower than some alternative solutions available on the market. But robots are not just about the bringing revenue. They have much more value beyond that. It's decreasing waste because there's less damages to the items in the warehouse. We have really positive environmental impact because there's less mistakes in packing, therefore less return rates. And in terms of the product, we've been on the market now for a couple of years. We started selling last year. This year, we're focusing on MENA expansion, and we are on good track to become EBITDA positive in a couple of years. Okay, so we started as an e-commerce solution. Now we're so much more. We can handle polybags, envelopes, airplane food, which makes our model effective in variety of different industries and at very crucial operational stages. Join us for revolutionizing e-commerce fulfillment. Thank you.
I think the Bain didn't come. I was waiting for the Bain. All right, so let's see who is the first one to raise their hand to ask a question. Tobias, go.
Yeah, very interesting. Working? All right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. How long have you trained your AI to be capable of doing all these things? And what is the risk of competition catching up and just fitting the same AI on their own devices?
So I think when it comes to pinch gripper in particular, this is an extremely complex task. So we've been focusing on this, I think, for a couple of years, predominantly teaching a variety of trajectories, while competitors are mostly focusing on vacuum gripper. It's quite easy. I don't have this slide here, but if you look at the data you require to actually teach model for a vacuum gripper versus the pinch gripper, it's like 4 times bigger.
Please meet our Express colleague. He needs this kind of equipment. You should talk, huh?
All right, more questions? I was sure, Fadi, you will have questions to ask.
Small question.
Go.
So
First one, okay?
Yeah, it's a good solution, so congrats. My question is the following. How is the market fit for it? Because piece picking in fulfillment is extremely difficult.
Of course.
Definitely for robotics. So that is not there yet in terms of maturity. Palletization, depalletization, yes, I understand. So what are you doing towards that growth? And what are your projections in terms of top line currently right now for the next 3 years?
So I think the market fit is there. There's a lot of, as you might know, there's a lot of, I think the solution is quite new. So in terms of piece picking, there's no real, at the moment, there is no real ready-made product. So I think our main commercial growth is coming at the moment from palletization, depalletization, but we have lots of interest, and especially actually from the market here, from some big e-commerce players who see a value, in particular in scenarios like put wall or in scenario where you need to pick and place repetitive, very tiny items which vacuum cannot really handle. That's that.
All right, Dominic, yes, you know, hands first, then talk. Yes, go.
Did I do it correctly? Yeah, okay. Maybe continue because Fadi also mentioned the business plan, so we haven't heard any numbers.
Unfortunately, we cannot share openly some of the numbers. I think in private discussion we can disclose a little bit more. As we are part of a bit of a big organization, we have some rules to comply.
Said, please.
I was just thinking about your application. I think initially you said it's a software. Then I've seen the gripper at the middle of the presentation.
Yeah.
Now what I'm thinking is, what would be the actual cost of adopting such technology? I'm assuming that most of the warehouses which are already equipped with robotics arm, what would be the cost for them to adopt such solutions, since we haven't seen any numbers yet?
No, I think the cost varies, depends on the scenario, depends on the actual throughput that you want to achieve, depends on the maximum payload. So because we're working with any off-the-shelf stationary robot, so hardware is basically we choosing together with the integrator hardware that is suitable for certain environments. I would say the cost might vary for anywhere from $100,000 US to like 170, 180,000, depends on the payload. And yeah, I think that could be, the major cost is obviously hardware in the integration and installation part, plus our software. So.
All right, we have another.
That's ballpark numbers, by the way.
Khalifa, I'll give the turn to you.
So when it comes to greenfield, brownfield, how do you fare? How easy is it or not to work in an already existing space, to move it from manual to
It's hard. I think if you look at the market here, I think there's lots of like the labor cost is not on the level where you have it in Europe, for example. But still, I think because of the way we're trying to we're trying to be cost effective, right? So we want to address the market, not just come here and say, okay, do you know what? That's our price, and you're going to return your money in 5 years. That's not going to be how it's going to work. So we're addressing the actual cost of the labor here, and we're trying to overcome this together with integrators, together with the client, because it's always a conversation, you know. Because sometimes people see, okay, I have one person on palletization station, but actually it's like 3 shifts of people. So it's, you know, when we start talking, when we start unwrapping actually what's the cost of all those 3 people, it's not so small. So I think that's...
Well, I think it's not enough time for a question, but Alexei, you have
feel free to
30
catch
seconds.
me afterwards.
All right, thank you very much. Fantastic. Some more loud applause, please. Right, so 2 done. How many more to go? 4, not 3. Like, some basic math here. I hope it was not coming from a startup, right? So on the finance question. All right, so who is next? Next is Track Global Solutions, presented by Ryan. You know the grid now, yeah? 5 plus 5. Yes, so forward is green, red is back.
A few weeks ago, I had the chance to visit one of the dark stores of one of the biggest e-commerce companies in Dubai and in the region. In their dark store in Dubai, which is 300 square meters, they have around 40 employees over 24 hours of shifts. They have a challenge with the optimization of the space, and as well they have a challenge with the time of preparation of the delivery before dispatching that. At that moment, I thought that this is the right concept that we are trying to develop since a year. Since a year, 6 people gathered in order to develop the new idea of having a fully automated urban fulfillment center. These experiences were coming from someone who had a 20 years experience in developing and automating fulfillment centers such as IKEA, HP, and McDonald's. Someone who has an experience in sales since 15 years in the logistics sectors, and a market enabler for Uber in Egypt. These people gathered and started the urban fulfillment centers, which we're calling Track UFC. Track UFC is an urban fulfillment center that you can place anywhere in the city, with a fully automated process from the inbound till the outbound. You just have to come with your order, scan your barcode, place your orders on the conveyors, and our software and robots will take care of putting and fulfilling everything inside the warehouse. And then after it, you just have to, as a customer, you have 2 options. You have the click and collect window and the delivery picking window, where you have to scan your barcode and get your order prepared by all our robots. And it needs, at that moment when we started to plan for this, it needed 90 seconds in order to prepare each order. Today we are almost finalizing our version 0, which is 2 weeks far from launching it. Our version 0 of Track UFC has gained already 5 ISOs. One of them is the Environmental Management System ISO, And we're preparing already our version 1 plans, which will reshape our warehouse with a patent for a new way of placing things in the warehouse. Our version 0 is almost ready today with all the capabilities in it as planned. We are today, not as planned, we succeeded to optimize our preparation process from 90 seconds. We are today at 55 seconds. And we're talking here about a company that we claim it will be profitable in the coming 3 years. The first round, we financed it ourselves. We're talking about a model of having an urban fulfillment center automated, but with a lower cost at a base price of $500,000. And we're claiming 1.5 to 2 million of investment in order to develop our R&D and sales in the coming years. We have now an event of launching this urban fulfillment center on the 13th of June, and with a pipeline of 4 companies from logistics, from logistic, e-commerce, and groceries, and we will be able to work with all the rest of these sectors. Thank you.
I have a few more seconds, but we keep those seconds for questions. All right, let's see who's first.
Fadi.
Fadi, right?
Hi.
We knew it.
I love to see e-commerce fulfillment. So
yeah, sure.
Biased. Congrats. I think that's a nice idea. My first question is, I'm going to have 2 questions. Number 1, what's the level of inventory storage you're going to put there? So who is your client? Is it ready shipments that's going to be staged for a bit for someone to pick it, or is it going to be fulfilled from that store or from that location itself?
We can fulfill both options. The first one, which it can be like, let's say, DHL, who are already packed, and they can be as a sorting center.
Like sorting center.
Okay. And the second option, which can be a dark store, because we have an automated packaging machine as well, where it can pack for around 8 sizes of boxes for the time being in the version 0 we have today.
Okay, so who the clientele base, every client has to hold a number of SKUs in order to have number of inventory to fulfill some orders. So I think that you should just take account for, because that would...
Sure. This is why, as I mentioned in the version 1, we're reshaping the shape of the warehouse, where it will be able to be applied with any dark store. Let's say, for example, someone who has, I don't know, there's lots of examples here in Dubai, but someone who might have thousands of SKUs in his model.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Anybody else? All right.
So you only work with dark stores. That's your solution is built for?
With any dark stores, sorting centers, and retailers, groceries, and pharmaceutical.
And you provide the machinery plus the software?
Plus the software, yes, exactly.
And I think Mahmoud is thinking, competition or solution? Competition or solution?
I think neither.
All right, we have 3 more minutes. Gentlemen, Saeed, please.
I just wanted to sort of identify the value proposition of your software.
I'm sorry.
The value proposition of your system. I'm thinking down the road, 2 years from now, how the competition will look like. Is there any priority software, hardware in your system right now?
We're trying to focus on both hardware and software. But in terms of hardware, we're trying to make it as a Lego thing. So you can just pick. Let's say we have two main products in it, which is the picker room and the storage room. So the storage room should be in a shape with the time, in a shape where we can sell it in different dimensions, and you can add on to it. And the picker room should be with the same components, but we can add to it depending on the flow of each customer.
All right.
Please.
Tobias, please.
on value proposition, I still don't fully get what is the pain point your solution is solving? Because rent is pretty expensive. Everybody in Dubai knows. It seems to be taking a lot of space. So what is the benefit for me as a customer, whether it's DHL or the darkroom? Why should I do it?
Exactly. The dark store, I started by talking about a dark store I visited. Today they have around 40 employees. In our model, you will have 1 employee. This is one, so you remove the employees in it because we have. And then the second thing is that, for example, one of the problem they had in this dark store, they are placed in the parking of a tower here in Dubai. They have high ceiling of 5 meters, but they can't use out more than 2 meters or 2.2 meters because of the human beings working there. So where we can, and they are obliged to make in the same area two dark stores. In the same area. So
it's not a dark store if there's employees there. And
I'm sorry?
So it's not a dark store if there are employees there.
They are named it a dark store.
Do you have any idea of your productivity? I mean, you can do the same stuff with 1 person that you do with 40. You're sure on the throughput?
Yes, we're sure. We're sure of this.
So now Tobias is thinking solution or competition.
We invite you anyway to check our solution.
All right, last question from Marcus.
Just in terms of size, how do you deal with something that is not fitting into the system, especially in Dubai, where it's quite a fluid market that changes?
You mean the products? Yeah. And we have different sizes of dots in the market, and it depends on each customer and each sector we're working in. So we design the dots and the space based on what he needs.
All right. So, gentlemen, you have a few minutes to put your scores before we invite the next startup. A round of applause for Track. All right, so competition is on, and we are ready for our next startup. I promise everybody, after all the pitches, there will be a break and some refreshments, so stay with us a little bit longer. So next one on stage is Beams LiDAR, and presented by Engin. Engin, the clicker and the time. The green one is forward, and the red one is back, if you need to. All right.
Imagine a world where machines can see better than ever before. At Beams LiDAR, we are building this feature. We are harnessing the power of LiDAR sensors to create machine vision systems that can transcend our human visual limitations. LiDAR sensors use eye-safe laser light to measure the distances for 3D mapping, object detection, and the classification applications. Here you can see the raw data examples generated by LiDAR sensors in different environments. Beam's AI-powered LiDAR-based 3D perception platform transforms this raw data into actionable insights across various verticals for a sustainable and innovative future. When it comes to the logistics ecosystem, our perception platform provides different applications for various use cases. 3D mapping system optimizes layouts and routes for fleets of robots in distribution centers and warehouses. Crowd analytics platform monitors all human activity for safety and security. Truck positioning system ensures precise docking of trucks at harbors in loading bays. Logistics companies can use and simulate different scenarios using our digital twin platform in a risk-free testing environment. Our advanced technology cuts logistics and transportation carbon emissions by up to 20%, mitigating climate change. By leveraging our advanced filtering algorithms, our system even works well and efficiently at adverse weather conditions. Our LiDAR-based system operates smoothly and efficiently even in harsh light conditions, including bright sunlight and darkness, while camera and other sensors generally trigger false alarms in these situations. Our system provides 8 times more coverage area than camera sensors. This is very suitable and ideal for monitoring large crowded areas. Our LiDAR-based perception platform provides laser-level accuracy, achieving centimeter-level precision. This enables 95% reduction in the false alarms. Our hardware sensor-agnostic platform scales seamlessly to handle large-scale deployments across various applications, such as intersection monitoring, 3D mapping, crowd analytics, speed enforcement, and the traffic management. We accelerate our growth by partnering and strategic alliances with the global LiDAR manufacturers and the key channels. As a proud member of NVIDIA and the Microsoft Startup Program, we prioritize continuous innovation to accelerate LiDAR adoption and to stay at the forefront of latest AI-based LiDAR advancements. We're partnering with system integrators and the engineers in the UAE and the Middle East to enter adjacent vertical markets. Our mission is to accelerate LiDAR adoption across various industries. We aim to disrupt and we aim to capture market share from existing sensor-based solutions with our advanced technology. As a part of our growth strategy, we field-tested our smart traffic patrol car platform with the previous support of Dubai Police. Also, we developed a mobile 3D mapping platform for easy and fast deployment across various infrastructures. Our system actually provides long-range and accurate capabilities while concerning privacy issues and minimizing false alarms. Those features meet the requirements of different sectors. The non-automotive LiDAR market is projected to exceed 90 billion by 2030, growing at an annual rate of 26%. We offer a versatile revenue model through SaaS consultancy, direct sales, license, and channel partner sales. Our seasoned team includes leaders in AI, robotics, finance, and business. Join us on this exciting journey, invest in our vision, let's build the future together. Let's check out some demos. Maybe we can see some demo examples how the systems work. This is actually track positioning system. This one is LiDAR mapping system. It works in different environments.
Great game, right? So I had a few seconds. Let's do a backup slide.
I have surprises.
All right, but it's time for questions now.
Okay. It could, yeah, in the meantime.
Dominic?
Very interesting, thank you. How do you make money?
The making money is actually, generating money in the different industries we are planning. We have 4 sections. One of them is intelligent transportation systems, other one logistics ecosystem, and also smart city. So we are providing different solutions for this, different branch there.
I can follow up that one. Can you detail that a little bit more? So yes, I see the industry sectors, I see the applications, but how do you charge your client?
Actually, these are, we have a flexible modular software platform. So for using our API and the SDK, we are charging in the subscription-based system. And for example, warehouses, if they want to use the system for different use cases, so we have some modular and the subscription-based system, so they can check and they can add additional feature or they can use basic features for monitoring the whole warehouses. Let me give you one example. For example, in warehouses, there are many robots that are working, like automated guided vehicles, AMRs, and they all come with their own mapping system. But in our system, we are providing an infrastructure-based mapping system. So we are coordinating all this ecosystem together. This is, for example, one basic feature.
All right. Khalifa, I can see you want to ask a question. Go.
Yes. Readiness. So if I ask you right now, I want to, because you said you can sell these LiDARs, I want to buy one. How much is the price? Have you set that? Are you ready? Did you start POCing? Did you get any certifications on the hardware itself?
So we reached the minimum viable product stage. All of them are in the basic features. Also in some mapping system, actually, we tested in different environments, like a construction sites, underground mines, and the challenging, for the challenging robotics ecosystem.
Yes.
So, yeah, for basic features, actually, I can say that LiDAR map system, like a 10,000 or something like that. But it depends on the, the scenarios and the deployment.
I'll help you with the scenarios. I'm a robotics company. I have a few, UGVs that I need to make sure that they have LiDARs in. They're going to be outdoors, so I cannot use it in an indoor environment. And I want to buy a few pieces. So just directly the hardware itself, right? Are you going down that route, or are you?
Actually, now we are just providing software.
Yes.
But we are working with the LiDAR manufacturers. So as a hardware, actually this is our plan, just to build our own hardware, just like an all-in-one solution.
Perfect.
That's our next stage. For now, we are providing software. Sorry, I'm a technical guy,
I think some discussion should happen afterwards, right? I think the autonomous taxis need some technology here. All right, Fadi, you had your hand raised. That was the question. All right, Maurice. Go, last question.
Thank you very much. So since you just use the software, do you have any IPs on what you're building?
All of them are our IPs, actually.
So, but it's on a software perspective, right? So
software
you're not,
perspective.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get an understanding. You provide the infrastructure, so you connect several sensors around from, let's say you said the robotics already there, you can put them all into one dashboard, or is it the way the laser technology that you're utilizing coming from this hardware, you're able to create something different? Because obviously LiDARs and radars and all of this has been there for a while. I'm just trying to understand your unique value proposition that the OEMs like BYD and Teslas and the car manufacturers and everything that's already out there. That's what I'm trying to get a clarity
Exactly. Actually, you mentioned a great point. This is actually Tesla and other self-driving cars. They're actually the core technology of the autonomous driving and the self-driving technology, right? But in this use cases, we are working in a different ecosystem. We are working in the infrastructure-based perception. So our system is actually, for example, a kind of distribution facility or fulfillment center or some warehouses. It's generating a one LiDAR mapping system for a whole infrastructure. So it is synchronization and the harmonization of the whole robotics ecosystem.
But it's a bit confusing.
All right.
It's a bit confusing just because you're showing a lot of cars driving around versus
yeah, this
more
is for
warehouses.
ITS systems, actually.
Okay.
So, Maurice, Engin, this discussion have to go outside.
Sure.
Thank you very much. A round of applause. All right, almost there, audience here. Let's see who is next. Well, we are like the Neo Mobilities. Abhishek is jumping on stage already. All right. Without further ado, green is forward, not the red one. This green, this green. This is your green. All right, 5 plus 5. Let's go.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Abhishek here on behalf of Neo Mobility. So what we do at Neo, so Neo actually started by myself and Anish, who happens to be in this room as well. Our mission is actually to change the way MENA region moves goods and it moves people. So we are the first and only B2B mobility startup out of MENA currently who is providing green mobility solutions through our captive EV fleet, human capital, technology and infrastructure. We help leading organizations across sectors in their decarbonization efforts at scale. And it happens through two things. One, no extra cost, and second, no extra effort. So what is it? What's currently more than 500,000 vehicles currently plying on road, alone only in the UAE that needs to go towards the EV mode. If you see everywhere, right, starting from UAE to Saudi to all the leading companies, everybody has set their own agenda, set their own target on when will they kind of EVify their fleet. So there is a big, massive push currently from government side as well as from corporate side, from conglomerate side, towards EVification of the entire, on the fleet side of things. But what are the current challenges in EV adoption? So one is the value chain currently is broken. the right vehicle products, which have the right battery, warranty, proven track record to withstand the MENA weather conditions. It kind of, it doesn't exist or it's still upcoming. Charging and swapping infrastructure is not in place. There is range anxiety among the riders. There are limited financing options. There are regulations and no incentive schemes currently. And there is a limited secondary market and residual value understanding on the overall fleet as a product. If you see what is the current EV value chain, so let's say if there is a demand platform, they go to a 3PL, they go to an OEM's dealer. The OEM's dealer actually goes to the leasing company. They go to a CPO or an SPO, which is a charging point operator or swapping point operator. 3PL appoints a rider, and the rider does the delivery. Now, if you see, this value chain is it's a bit broken. And why is because if you see, the OEM's dealer is not willing to do the CPO, SPO himself. There is a business continuation risk for the 3PL because he is reliant on the CPO or SPO to do his business. There is a higher credit risk for the leasing companies, and that's where the, from the financing standpoint, there is a limited understanding on the residual value and the life cycle that also adds to the financial woes. And because there are 5 stakeholders involved and everybody has their own benchmarks, financially it becomes unviable because there are 5 unit level economics in play. Versus what we do is we have tied up the entire value chain as NEO as into one. So we have a 3PL arm, we are OEM's dealer. We do vehicle leasing ourselves. We set up the charging and swapping infrastructure. Our 3PL arm actually deploys riders, and then we do the delivery for the customer. So this entire journey for the demand platform, it happens end-to-end as one-stop solution. So as I said, our vision is to electrify MENA. That happens through 2 things. One is electrifying logistics and electrifying mobility. On logistics, we have 2-wheeler and 4-wheeler product, which will come in the next slide. We are also tying up for an autonomous vehicle right now, which is for hyperlocal logistics. This entire thing gets done through a NEO platform, where we have a supercharging network, we have the CPO app, we have a rider app, we have an operating platform, we have a 3PL arm, we have a mobility arm, we have a manpower arm, we have a leasing arm, and then a platform as a service, which basically ties everything all together. These are the few products. So one is, this is an electric van. This has a payload of 1 ton. We are also working on a 1.5 ton payload product, which is going to be with a chiller. That is a BYD car converted into a commercial cargo van. This is the only electric motorcycle approved by RTA and MOIT right now, which is swapping based. This is the autonomous vehicles. This is the swapping station, the app through which the driver can book the charging slot or the swapping slot, and that's a NEO branded chargers currently in place. Charging network, so basically this slide says, because we have taxi and logistics both, our utilization on chargers is around 20 hours, which is the best in the industry right now. If you see the overall market landscape, there are a lot of players, but if you see, we are the guy actually who encapsulates the entire value chain. Who have we, so we have served Noon, Aramex, iMile, Emirates Post, Kareem right now. We are supported by Delta Corp, Alfutem, and Al Nabuda. From OEM side, we have BYD, Peugeot, Skywell. Currently, so we started our journey in January this year. So within 5 months of launch, we are doing 5,000 orders. We are at a 3.5 million run rate. We are already profitable.
To be brutal. I promise to be brutal. Hope for the question from the jurors. All right, so let's jump straight into questions, and if you're nice, you can ask a question. Dominic.
Don't take this the wrong way, but could you summarize your business model in 1 sentence?
So basically, we electrify the last mile logistics or mobility for a company. So for example, let's say you're DHL, you say you have a fleet to electrify. So what we do is we take the own vehicles, we have our own riders, we have our own charging network, and we do the deliveries for you, right? So starting from sourcing till the time delivery is done, the entire value chain is done by NEO.
So what are you selling?
We are selling service.
Delivery.
Delivery.
In an electric.
In electric mobility space.
I can see hands coming up. Let's go Maurice first, and then Marcus, you.
So the big unique factor is that you were able to take the 3PL, the dealer, and everything all encompassed in one.
Yep.
Managing a 3PL is not cheap.
Yep.
Owning the vehicles is not cheap. What's your burn rate to be able to hold this? That the fact that you're being profitable, but there's a huge capex as well as a huge HR solution and everything on that. Can you just describe how you've encompassed all of this, especially that the market, everyone is separate?
So actually, that's the beauty. So when we tie everything up together, there is one unit level economics in play versus every guy making their own margin in the chain. If you see EV, the TC or the total cost of ownership is actually 20 to 30% less over the cycle of 5 years. But that you can only achieve it when you have one value chain. So that's exactly what has helped us. We are already profitable. That means our burn is not there currently. We make money on every delivery that we do using brand new vehicles, straight out of showroom, our own riders, our own infrastructure in play.
Marcus, and then Fadi, I see your question as well. We still have time for 2.
All right. Could you elaborate a bit where you are in terms of scale? Because I assume that this actually requires quite a lot of scale to be efficient. And second, how are you managing your cash flows?
Sure. So, Marcus, currently we have a fleet of more than 450 vehicles. This is 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers both. 350 would be 2-wheelers and around approximately 100 4-wheelers. This is from the fleet side. Cash flow, so basically, obviously we have raised some capital that allowed us to initially help it. We are raising even more right now as we speak.
But are you cash flow positive?
So we are a profitable company, right? But what happens is when you increase your fleet, your working capital requirement goes up, and you just need something, a line just to rotate your cash flow. That's it. So that's exactly what we are looking for at the moment.
All right, Fadi.
How much do you charge for last mile?
So we charge per delivery. What we say is, if you are my client, I say, pay me exactly what you're paying to a petrol guy. Right now, rest everything, we will make it happen.
Meaning, how much?
I think we should take that offline.
So basically, you're a delivery guy.
We are a delivery guy.
So you're not using anything new in the market, except that you're going to go with electricity. You're just another delivery guy in the market. Doesn't matter whether EV, whatever you call it, you're just a delivery guy. So for somebody who wants to have a greener solution. If somebody doesn't have a greener solution, they will not come to you. So you're not bringing anything new. Other than AV, I'm going to do it with electricity. That's what I'm seeing there. It's a normal delivery company, but choosing to do it with EV vehicles.
All right, Abhishek, good challenge from our
absolutely.
jury.
I get it all the time, so no, it's okay.
All right, you have 50 seconds to answer to that.
You should pivot and license it to everyone else.
Sorry, come again?
You should pivot and license it to everyone else.
Why not, yeah.
That's your mark.
I'll do that.
All right, anything to say to a challenging comment from Mahmoud?
I think I would like to respond to Mahmoud because I think it's a valid question. So we are last mile is one segment of what we do. We also do mobility. So we do taxi mobility. We do last mile. Last mile, if you see our products, all of them are. So the electric motorcycle is the only electric.
Taxi. So you buy taxi. At the end of the day, what you're telling me, there's nothing.
Mahmoud, can I ask you to talk to the mic because the audience online will not.
The way you presented it, there's nothing new that you're coming up with. It's just using EV for anything else. I mean, okay, the names are good there, whatever, they've got their social, society, whatever. I'm not going to go into this. But, I mean, electric vehicle versus petrol vehicle. Can we move a little bit forward, please? Go backward.
All right, with Apao, Abhishek, you have 30 seconds to answer to that challenge. Mahmoud, let's give Abhishek some time.
Let me speak. So if you see, this is a two-wheeler currently, which is RTA approved, MOIT approved, and it's the only approved electric motorcycle of the region.
What's the difference between this and Deliveroo and Noon and Talabat? And so what's the difference between you and them?
All these guys
use petrol and you use electricity.
This is electric.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. That was tough. I promised you we might need first aid, right? Let's see for whom. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Well done holding your fort. Oh, I think we are jumping. Let me control it. Okay. Yes. All right. Are you ready? Let's see how tough it gets for you, right? So next on stage, last but not least, Friterium, presented by Mary. Mary, here's your green button forward. 5 minutes, like for everybody else.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So at Friterium, we're all about solving challenges of over-the-road transportation. And for that, we're building a SaaS platform. It's a logistics operating system for shippers and third-party logistics providers. So I want to share with you 3 numbers. 99%, 7 times 10 to the power of 327. That's a very large number with 327 zeros. And 30%. Now, I want you to imagine that you're a transport manager at a supermarket chain here in the UAE. And every day you have 2 objectives. You need to plan the next day's shipments, and you need to track today's shipments. And for that, you start your day by consolidating orders from multiple channels, multiple sources. So you have about 300 orders of 100 stores that you need to replenish. And you have different product categories: fruits and vegetables, frozen goods, dairy, furniture, electronic appliances. And this takes you about 2 hours. Then you need to create a transport plan with all these orders. And you have a bunch of constraints to consider. So products that can mix together, time windows of stores, and also some regulations specific to the UAE. Like in Sheikh Zayed Road, large trucks cannot drive at specific times of the day. And so you come up with a plan that says you need 50 trucks, it will cost you 40,000 dirhams, and it takes you 4 hours. Then you need to dispatch that to your transporters, and you work with 6 of them, 2 to 3 calls to each of them, so about 3 hours to get the confirmation. And at the same time, you need to monitor the shipment executions that are ongoing, manage issues and claims, check invoices, generate KPIs for management, and this is endless. And what if I tell you that 99% of businesses out there globally are managing their transportation process like this, purely manual, using Excel spreadsheets, old and clunky systems, emails, WhatsApp, and phone calls. And for that plan that I mentioned, 50 trucks, 300 orders, 100 stores, to generate that plan, it's 7 times 10 to the power of 327 possibilities. It's a puzzle that is impossible to solve on Excel. And finally, so with Friterium, all of this process that you've seen, we can automate it and have the businesses manage it with no touch. No human interaction with the system. And this can generate up to 30%, which is the last number I shared, of savings in the annual transportation budget. So how we're doing it, first, we connect all the stakeholders into a single platform. So all the locations, suppliers, factories, stores, customers, all the assets, internal or external, all the trackers, temperature trackers, location trackers, weigh bridges, even smartphones, and all existing systems, we unify them around Friterium. And then secondly, once we have that layer of collaboration and connectivity, we bring a suite of modules that allows our customers to optimize and automate the end-to-end process. And we also, the platform, on top of this 30% of cost savings, it has great impact on the environment. So our proprietary algorithms can save up to 50% of fuel consumptions, having direct impact on fuel emissions. Our customers can offer green delivery slots. Not every delivery has to happen in under 15 minutes or under 2 hours. And they can get CO2 emissions insights. So this process that I showed you of the transportation manager can be automated, but by using 4 different systems. And some businesses are doing it, but it's very complex to integrate them and very costly. So at Friterium, we combine these 4 systems into one platform, and we bring the technology of the big guys like DHL to the smaller players out there in the market. We have been live for 4 years. We have a bunch of customers across the MENA region, global and local brands, from manufacturers, retailers, distributors, and logistics providers across different industries. We've done this with a small team of, so the top management were here in the UAE, and we have a team scattered across 8 countries in the region. And basically, launched in 4 years, will be profitable by the end of the year. And our vision is to build a leading logistics super app for businesses, where we go beyond transportation automation, but we want to connect all the businesses in the region and offer them additional services around logistics. Thank you.
We have some time for questions, and look, a strategically placed slide for the backdrop of it. Well done, Mehdi.
Thank you.
All right, who is first for the last one? All right, Maurice, go.
Do you have an IP to this that gives you a unique value proposition that nobody else can come in and just connect everything together? Because what you're doing is you're connecting several solutions to one.
Yes.
So what IP do you have that nobody else can copy you on?
Well, it's how we addressed the problem. When we started, we realized that supply chain is not a chain, it's an ecosystem. So it's collaborative. And a supermarket chain can work with the same transporter as a sanitary ware manufacturer here in the UAE. So they have these players in common. So we started by building this collaborative architecture where you cannot improvise it. Existing software, they cannot come and say, okay, we're going to add this layer of collaboration. They need to put everything in the trash and start again. So this is how we started. And then our algorithms, they're proprietary. So we've been working on them for about 5 years. And we have PhDs working on them. Where we introduce, for example, in the UAE, we're the only provider that integrates road bounds for heavy semi-trailers. So we competed in a recent RFP against 12 global software providers, and we won that RFP because we have this differentiated aspect. And we want to localize our system. So we want to connect to Salik, we want to connect to all existing infrastructure in the region.
All right. Tobias first. Marcus, I see you for the next one.
Thanks, Mehdi. Question I've seen on the customers is mainly retailers and FMCG customers, but not really the logistics players, who typically do the work in the end for those guys who are your customers. So why are your customers going for the software and not the core experts?
So we're working with logistics providers as well. The use case is a bit more complex, but we work with Emirates Logistics, for example, and we're expanding with them across multiple countries. So we work with the biggest 3PL in Morocco as well. So we work with logistics providers and shippers, so manufacturers, retailers, distributors.
All right, Marcus.
Thank you. How does your revenue model work? And if I want to come and set this up, what's the initial cost for me as a customer?
Yeah. So it's a subscription. It's a subscription based on number of orders or number of assets. And on average, our subscription cost is $70,000 a year. So, but it ranges from 30K to 200K for existing customers that we have.
And now if you tell us how many customers you have, everybody here can do a calculation.
Just to follow on the initial setup cost. So if I come in,
yeah.
What's the cost of that?
Yeah, so there's an implementation fee, one shot, and then there's the subscription, which is recurring. The implementation fee minimum is 15K, and then it goes up to 300K, what we've done so far.
To add to your calculation where the company stands with their revenue now. Fadi, are you thinking of changing the business model? No. All right, we have time for another question. Jury?
When are you looking to exit?
When are we looking to exit? Anytime.
As a young father, right? You're like, let's exit and stay home. All right. Thank you very much, Mehdi. So what is happening next? Our jury will go together, tally their scores. We just figure out that ChatGPT can now just take a picture of the manual score and calculate it together. Our audience here and our audience online, you can potentially tip a scale. So all the startups, get your friends, start voting as well, right? A hint from my side. So what the startups will get, right? Of course, this is all about connections, right? We in DHL connecting people and improving lives, but also there's some more tangible prizes. The 3 months office space provided by the Dubai Future Foundation. We have acceleration packages from IFSA and guaranteed support in the upcoming fall startup acceleration program. We have a package from Dubai South with business license worth quite a bit of money, at least for 1 year, and then maybe you're a good customer and it could be more. We have free consultancy from creative consultancies to really bring you to a next level. All right, so it's time for a break for everybody here. The voting will be open only for 20 minutes, and jurors, can I kindly ask you stand up and go to our jury room together? We have a team meeting you there. And cast your vote now. Better now than later. Let's enjoy, connect, and come back here exactly at 8:40. All right, let's get my mic up. I know a lot of networking is going on. The networking can and should continue after, but we have some important things to do. Here it's like Oscars, right? And I don't know if you know, on Oscars they actually managed to announce a wrong winner. Hopefully we are not doing this today. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to our online audience as well. I hope you had a good snack and potentially some networking as well. So the time has come. Well, you know, I started talking about why we do Fast Forward Challenge because we believe in collaboration. So, and this event would not have been possible without our partners. So I don't want to do it alone. So for that, I want to invite back on stage Alia from Dubai Future Foundation and our long-standing partner in Fast Forward Challenge, the person that believed in Fast Forward Challenge first edition, and look, it's still going on. Mohsen Ahmad, CEO Logistics Dubai South. All right, so we have something. Should we have a peek? And the winner is Friterium. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. So we promise we do it together. Let's see how we can. So there is a heavy bit of the prize.
Thank you.
You need to touch it. Yes. Congratulations, Manny. It was a close call, and audience actually had a chance to swing it. It didn't. There was a lot of deliberation in the jury room. I think after they came out of the jury room, they kept deliberating. So well deserved.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
I also want to invite one more person here on stage. The person that helped with some mentorship as well, Obi. I think Obi is our lucky beacon, right? The startup that Obi coaches always gets a win.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Well I can stand here. So, yes. I hope that for all the startups here, it was a great opportunity to do it. I hope our mentorship helped as well to take you to the next level. And look, whether you win or not, it's all about connecting. Right? So please make sure that you keep connecting with everybody in this room, with the audience online. We'll make sure we gather you together and offer you some more connection opportunities. And let's keep innovating together. Thank you, everybody. And once again, thank you for our partners. Enjoy your evening.